Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I have a wish list video here for you all because I've gotten requests to do wish list video and I have a few ideas here that I would love to share and things that I would love to see in Ponytown. So hopefully a developer will see this, a mod will see this, or someone who has some form of connections to the developers will see this, and maybe, just maybe, someday we'll see some of these features. I figured I'll just list off these ideas here and just start at the top and list them off and explain them one by one as I do with these wish list videos all the time. Today I have 6 here for you all, so I hope you stick around to listen to all of those because they're very interesting and I think all of them will be very excellent additions to the game. So starting off at number 1 is sound effects. Now this one is a little bit tricky because sound effects kind of mess with the whole music thing that they have going on. It also seems off, but at the same time it seems very off that when I jump in water, the water makes absolutely no sound. This is something that can be immersion breaking. This is something that, maybe we won't get until the full release of the game or something, but it seems like a very nice addition that we just haven't had yet, and I just find it very odd that there's just no sound effects for literally anything. There's no sound effects for walking, there's no sound effects for eating, there's no sound effects for swimming, there's no sound effects for when you do get in water, there's no sound effects for literally anything, and I think it would be excellent to have sort of a sploosh sound or something when you get in water, or even a whoosh sound when you start flying. I think it would be excellent to have sound effects for, both, taking off the ground to fly and landing on the ground. I think it would be an excellent addition to have some sound effects like that. Now, the only problem I do have with this is because of the way Ponytown works, it would be very annoying to just constantly hear whooshing all around me. So I think a good fix would be to somehow localize that to where only you can hear the sound effects that you create or something like that, or at least giving us the option to turn off those sound effects or something, because I just think that that's the main reason the sound effects haven't been added yet, is because it would probably get very loud and very annoying and very unpeaceful to just have all these sound effects just playing all constantly, because essentially there's thousands of people in Ponytown at any given time. So first idea on there is sound effects. So here at number 2 is turn off shading on your pony or your character or whatever you want to call it. Now this would be an excellent feature to have because right now there's no way to completely turn off shading. Now I'm not talking about the weird shadow that's below your character or anything like that. I personally think that should stay because I think it's important for there to be shadows and stuff like that. But I do think that certain shading should be optional on your character. Now basically this would work like the whole custom outlines and feature. Essentially it would be a thing on there, like another little checkbox that says, hey, do you want shading? And you could check that off to say no shading and just check mark it, and then you will have no shading on your character. I think you will get really interesting characters if this happened. People will be able to potentially, if you do this, maybe you can even customize the shading to be whatever color you want as well. So you could do weird, wacky things if you could do this. And I just think it would be an excellent, fun little addition there. It's kind of small, but I think it would go a long way to create even more characters and even more ability to sort of play around with characters and cosplays and whatever else. I just think it would be very crazy to be able to just do that. The only downside to this is potentially it could make characters fully invisible, and I don't think that's something that the developers want. So I think there should maybe be some catch to it or something. Maybe your shadow is darker when you do that, or maybe your name is always above you or something. I don't know, but being able to do this does have its danger, I will admit, because if you do this, it is possible for you to be even more invisible than you already can be in Ponytown. So it does have its downsides, but I do think it would be an excellent addition and a very welcome one. Number 3 is more back items, because currently all the back items are skirts. I don't quite understand this, but every single back item on your character is skirts. The only exception to that is a pair of pants. And I think this is a very odd thing because why are they all skirts? Why are they all skirts? Why isn't there anything like a pair of shorts or something else that would fit on your back or something that would sort of match some of the other things that are in Ponytown? I just think it's something that is almost an oversight in a way, because it's like, oh, here's 4 different kinds of skirts and a pair of pants. That's all you need. But in reality, I think I think it can be expanded on a little bit further, and we can have more back items instead of just these skirts. I just think it's a really funny thing that this has been skirts this whole time and no other back items. And number 4, this one's going to be a big one, I promise. It is timers. Now, timers would be an excellent, very, very excellent and wonderful addition to the game. It would essentially work something similar to the /roll command, where you can do /timer 100 or /timer 30, and it would set a timer for you and your party to that. It would set the timer to that, and you would see either a timer in the corner, or maybe it appears above your head or something like that, and the timer will go down slowly. And the timer will go down. Once it completes, it'll give you some kind of notification that says timer is up, and this will be an excellent addition because it opens up millions of roleplay options, millions of game options. It opens up so many possibilities if you add a timer feature, a timer command, if you will. Now, I think it should be customizable like the /roll command. So, like I said, it would be excellent if you could do /timer 1000 and the timer starts at 1000 and starts going down. Or if you wanted it to go up, maybe you could do /timer up, and then just it would start going until you do /timer stop. That way you also have a stopwatch in Ponytown, because a stopwatch timer would just be excellent. It would be so amazing. Now, we do kind of have some form of this. If you actually click on the settings icon, I believe it is, there is a time on there. This time is the in-game time. You can kind of use this as a timer, but it is very, very difficult to do and very difficult to organize that if you are doing some kind of game or something like that. But if you really wanted to, I guess you could use that, but it's just very, very difficult to work around that and everything like that. And I think a timer, like a full-on timer, would be perfect for this game, especially since we already have the dice and everything like that. I just think it would open up so many possibilities, so many roleplay options, and everything else. So up next at number 5 is open wings without flying. This has been a request for quite a while, actually. A lot of people want to be able to have their wings open, but without actually flying. Essentially, people want to walk around with their wings up and or down. They want the option to have them up or have them down. I think this would be a fun option that would just be good. I don't think it would be anything that's like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest, craziest update to Ponytown we've ever had. I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people would use it in very interesting ways to create even new type of monsters and species and stuff like that. I think it would be used in that way, and I think it would open up obviously a lot more customizable options because you can obviously already customize the wings. So yeah, I think just something small like that would go a long way in Ponytown. Number 6 is remove the bubble thing on mobile. Now, this bubble thing, what I'm referring to is if you're on mobile and you touch the screen anywhere and kind of move around to walk, this giant bubble appears and it's just kind of annoying, especially for content creators, because it's just kind of in the way. Now, I do think that the little bubble thing has its use, and I think it should be something like, oh, you can turn it off, you can change the opacity of it maybe you can move it to a corner or something like that, so even if you do touch the screen anywhere, it always appears in the same spot instead of wherever your finger is. And I think there's all kinds of ways that this can be implemented, but overall I think this weird bubble thing should be removed somehow. As far as I know, there isn't any settings that you can change to remove it. So yeah, that's essentially it. I think this thing just needs to be removed or have the ability to remove it. So yeah, that's going to do it for the list, I think. I think that's the last one that I had on the list here. I know it's a little bit shorter, but I hope I was able to get through everything, and I hope I was able to explain everything, and I hope that some of these features are implemented soon or at some point in the future of Ponytown. Now, yeah, that's all I have. So until next time, please like, subscribe, share, do those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.